Peace, what's up everybody? I'm Jon B and you're rocking with Nikrockmetal Inc.
Hi, this is Naycee reporting for Nikrockmetal Inc. We are backstage at BB Kings tonight. We are doing an interview with R&B recording artist Jon B. How are you doing this afternoon?
Well, I'm well.
You're well?
Yeah, I'm glad to be back in NY, with the fam out here, and just rocking the BB Kings is always a soulful set, a really great night. It's like a lot of energy in this club, and
yes,
the fans alone in NY hold me down so tough. It's
they definitely give you love.
It's a true honor every time. It's a celebration of the music, and
right.
We're going on I think it's almost like a 20-year career now. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, you've been around for almost 20 years. How does it feel to be still doing what you love the most?
Yeah.
Your passion.
Incredible. I feel very, very blessed and fortunate. But I know it doesn't come without hard work. You know what I mean? And we work hard. I'm a grinder. Can't nobody say that I haven't been everywhere.
You're a hustler.
Yeah, I've been everywhere, man. They say, where you been? I'm like, where haven't I been? You know what I mean?
Right.
We just got back from Australia, the UK, Shanghai, China, out there with Quincy Jones. I mean, I've had a really amazing 2 years actually, from 2011, it just really, the independent thing started for me. And
how did that start? Because I know you have your own label.
Yeah, well, the independent thing came because of sort of like a survival mechanism for me. It just kind of kicked in. I'm a musician first, before I'm an entertainer, before I'm a celebrity, whatever have you. And musician means that I can play the keyboard, means that I can play the drums, means that I can write my own records. I'm a self-contained unit. So being that, so many of these artists that come out have to depend on production, have to depend on someone else's writing, someone else is vocalizing, demo the demo up, and then you can hear what the record's supposed to sound like, and then you go in, and once you learn the record, you can sing it. That's not the case in this situation. I write all my records, 80 to 90% of my records.
And produced, right?
I wrote and produced. Now we're on the 8th album, the B-sides, and Comfortable Swag was the last project that I released in 2012, in early 2012, Valentine's Day actually.
Now, who produced that?
I did.
I produced everything.
I did everything. One joint is produced by my man Adonis, who's very famous for Usher's records and things like that. Right. But that was more of a collaboration rather than him, telling me what to sing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And because I always really try to put my signature, my stamp on it.
Yeah. All right. So your video for Comfortable Swag was directed by Shawnette Hurd. Yeah. How was that collaboration? How did that come about?
Well, the song itself came, and when I did the song, I sort of was thinking about like Studio 54. I was thinking about, I was thinking about the funk vibes before house became techno, when it was still kind of.
Yes. It was like disco.
It was almost like disco without that, what I mean? Like it became, all of a sudden it became real cool. You had bands like Kool and the Gang. You had bands like Patrice Rushen.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Earth, Wind and Fire. Anybody that
Gap Band.
Gap Band. Really good example of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, also Chic.
Remember
Chic,
Nile Rodgers.
Nile Rodgers, the bass lines that were involved in that music was very, very, it was musical, man.
Yes.
You listen to that, it's like, if Comfortable Swag, if you ever get a chance to hear it.
Oh, I love that song.
The bass line is boo-ga-doo-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-ga-doo-doo-doo-doo, boo-ga-doo-doo-doo-doo. It was very funky, you know what I mean? So in that instance, I wanted to write a record that was, sort of an anthem record, and Comfortable Swag sort of came about because I was like vibing on the whole idea of where am I at right now in my life? What kind of plateau have I come to in my life? And being that I have a wife now and I'm settled down, my kid's 5, going on 6 now, and
your wife is your manager, right?
Yeah, my wife's my manager, and we have a very solid family-oriented business. But I'm very comfortable on my own, so I felt like what's a good way to say comfortable? I'm comfortable. It's like, not only do I have swag, I've had swagger all my life, but I have comfortable swag, because you have to be comfortable. There's a difference between having swag where you could pop your collar in front of everybody, and then there's another kind of swag where you not only show that shine, but you make people feel like they shine too. You know what I mean? And people shine with you. So it's like a matter of making people feel comfortable.
Exactly.
And that's comfortable swag, when you can make people feel comfortable, you know?
Right.
And so, yeah, but the collaboration with Shawnette Hurd came because I played the record for her, sent her the record, and I was like, can you come up with a concept? And she came up with the most ideal concept for the video, being that she showed me this zebra head, this zebra mask, and I was like, right away, I thought that was so dope. Like, just take me somewhere texture-wise, or, you know, like, if you see
I like the black and white.
Yeah, you know, the black and white theme of the video is very, like, to me, I'm a huge Duran Duran fan.
Oh, I love Duran.
You know, out of the 80s, you know. And it was nice to sort of, like, say, okay, watch, you know, the video Save a Prayer, and then watch the video, you know, just whatever it was, and just let her get a visual for the kind of visuals that are really, you know, stimulating to me. And it was amazing because, you know, not everybody has that vision to be able to see exactly what you're talking about and then go execute it. She did an amazing job, not only executing the video, but also bringing that comfortable swag out. Because when those cameras turn on, I don't know how comfortable everybody is. You got to be, you know, a special kind of cat to, you know, keep it authentic. So it's not like every shot is, you know, is too much. It just needs to be comfortable. And she had a way of bringing that naturalness out of me, man. And so big up Shawnette Hurd and the whole crew.
But the end result came out really amazing.
Yeah, Melissa Chiampa, you know what I'm saying? Shawnette Hurd, thank you so much for your efforts. And, you know, people are going to really enjoy that video. It kind of reminds me of, like, the girl with the contortions and the zebra head. That, all of that kind of reminds me of some Grace Jones kind of.
Oh, yeah, I love Grace Jones.
Yeah, it's like, so yeah, there's some elements of the 80s, but also I kept it very modern by.
Waiting all night for someone with comfortable swag to show her how she can get down. I can bring it all out. I got X-ray vision. I can see what's going on inside. She really wanna get down.
But also we have the video Only One that we've done. That's out there.
Is that what is your next single?
Actually, that's the current single right now. Only One.
You already know there's only one me. What nobody else is gonna do tonight. Do you know?
A lot of people love Only One just because it's sort of a return to my MO, if you will. You know what I mean? Like the ballads and the
you're more like the slow jam. But I love your
I'm an everything guy, but
versatile.
I really try to keep that like that so that I don't get stuck in a box and people get
too comfortable
with one genre. Yeah, and I like to. I mean, there's a little rock element on the album. I have a song on the album called Drowning. It's very sort of Duran Duran-esque, you know. And you know, there's a couple other things on the album that are definitely worth checking out. DJ Quick collaboration with him. Very sort of like almost like a David Bowie-ish type funk track. It's really classy though. It's something different, man. Definitely for him being a West Coast artist and myself being a West Coast artist, but never really going too hard. Besides the Tupac track, I never really went too hard with like a West Coast artist, but. Besides Tupac, DJ Quick. Besides Tupac, DJ Quick was a huge influence on me musically. So getting to work with him on the album was very special, and sort of a return, if you will, to that whole collaboration of, you know, an OG like Tupac, you know, like an OG like DJ Quick. That was very heavy for me. I was really appreciative of that, man. And I also did like 4 songs on his album, The Book of David, his latest record. So
I want
people to check The Book of David, DJ Quick out.
And I want to take it back to your. Back in the early days and how you got into music. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. I mean, my early days were like, you know, listening to the records that my grandparents gave me from her and his record store that they owned. My grandparents were in the record business at a very, very early stage in the game, you know, in the 70s. They were selling records. So I was born in 74. And you know, all the music of the 70s, I just remember hearing it all the time because they would play everything, rock music, Bee Gees, I mean, Beatles, I mean, everything, I mean, Earth, Wind and Fire, I mean, and so I was given these records because they were selling in the store. So whatever was sort of selling the most of, they'd give me a copy of it for Christmas or my birthday. And of course, me being the musical sort of magnet that I am, I just immediately I gravitated towards that and played those records, and I was trying to sort of sound out the notes on the keyboard, you know, and try to replay it, or I'd sing over it, or I'd take out a drum and start playing the drums to it. So I started getting my musical chops by just trying to imitate the music that I heard. And then as I got older, I got keyboards and I got drum machines and
What
I got,
instruments do you play?
I play keyboards primarily, but I'm also a drummer.
Drummer.
Yeah, very well versed with drums and percussion, but keys is my thing. You know, I play the guitar in my show and the Rhodes in my show
Yes.
and stuff. So that's very fun.
Who would you say is your biggest musical influence?
Biggest musical influence for me probably would be Stevie Wonder. You know, I think he's like, we're sort of a kindred spirit in a lot of ways, but also Prince.
Yes.
You know, Prince is a huge influence. I think it was like Prince's sensuality in his music really that sort of gave me the gall to really to dig in the way that I do in
Right.
terms of really taking my artistry seriously. I don't think there's any other artist beside that takes it as seriously as Prince does. Like in terms of the artistry, he's not a
He's
famous
a musical genius.
Even though he's famous
Right.
as you know anybody could be, he still is like into his craft. Like he's
Right.
not forging songs to get on the radio, you know,
Right.
strictly to get sales. You know what I mean?
But that's how like your
he's
career
giving you
is
his
like
heart.
now,
You know?
right? You're doing
I'm trying to
music
follow
that
in them
you
footsteps.
enjoy
Man. Exactly.
to the music that you want to do.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
right.
And I think, you know, his non-compromising sort of like, you know, he doesn't really he doesn't change what he does just because his fans want him to do a certain style. Like, you know,
Right.
I can't
They're
know.
pretty loyal.
They're pretty loyal, even though he may
Yes.
all of a sudden give you a Brazilian style record and like it's
Right.
like not what you expected. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But he can still go back and do the, you know, pop lives and, you know, and you know,
Classics.
classic sound of Prince, you know, I mean, and that's sort of the same case with me, you know, I can always go back and do another They Don't Know style record or a Don't Talk style record, but
Right.
what about 2013, what's happening now, all the different genres of music that exist, how am I fitting into the game now? And so that's
Right.
what's really important for people to know is that it never stops for me. I adjust with the times, and, you know, when I give you a 2013 version of Jon B, not just 1995 or 97 or whenever I was at the height.
95 is when you first came out, right?
Yeah, man. With the
You were
part-
discovered
had
by
the part,
Babyface.
You know, I had the part and the,
Yep.
and the wave and everything. Wow, man. I swear I didn't want to wear my hair like that, but they made me, man. You know, it's just a matter of like.
Well, that was the fashion.
Yeah,
that
it was
the
it was
style.
it was a matter of having a stylist first, you know, and seeing what the whole like
Mm-hmm.
what the Hollywood scene was about. Like, okay, wear this suit, dress this way, you know, look like this. And you know, it took an album to really get it down in terms of what I didn't want to do.
Right.
And then Cool Relax came
Right.
out, my second album, and that's when I really started to pop, like with They Don't Know and Are You Still Down.
Yeah.
I shaved my head.
Right, I
I got the
remember.
fade, and
Yes.
I like, look, this is how
Right.
brothers are wearing their hair right now. I
Right.
mean, I'm not trying to wear my hair like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I didn't ask them. I just the day of the
just-
photo shoot, I cut my hair.
You just
and
did it.
Trace, I remember
By
Tracy
impulse.
Evans came and she was like, "Ah,
Right.
what'd you do? Oh my God! You know, now we
Yeah.
can. All this money's gonna go to waste." I'm like, "No, this is the new look. Like, get it right. You know what I mean? Like, this is me. You know." So
All right, my next question is I wanted to get your thoughts about the music industry because it's changed so much and R&B music, I think people still need R&B music
sir.
because it's kind of like faded a little bit, but you know, you continue
It's
to
faded
bring
out
it
a little
back.
bit. Now there's a
Right.
lot more genres to sort of deal with now. You know, you have house, of course, that's made its
Right.
way into R&B and dance music.
That seems to be like
It's sort
what's
of
really popular
you know
right
what
now. Dance music.
when an artist like Usher
Yes.
makes that his new MO,
Right.
then you have to understand how that's what is, you know, that's what's happening now.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not about us like to reject it or to be standoffish to it. Like, embrace it because nothing is going to stay the same. Everything is going to change
It's
and
gonna
evolve.
right.
You know what I mean? And I love to see a brother like Usher dig in like that, and he can sing his tail off. Whatever he sings, it sounds amazing, right? Chris Brown, whatever he sings, it sounds amazing.
So it's a brand new year. What's next? What's in store for Jon B in 2013?
Well, I'm releasing a B-sides collection, which is sort of all of the records that never made the albums that I've put out, the previous albums that I've put out since like 2000. So it's
Okay.
been about like 12 years of making records. But so there's 23 records on there, you know, and this is like just some of my favorite joints, but
Okay.
just for some reason they never made any of the albums. So I felt like, why not do a collection for all the diehard fans out there
Right.
that are really collecting everything. You know, that's why I called it Collection, because
Collection.
it's not meant to be sort of the record that's, you can put that in like, I don't know, maybe people will love it just as much as Comfortable Swag, but it's more like, let me just get this out of my system so that all these, you know, these special records get heard, because
Yes.
I know that there's people out there that are listening like that, and I just got to be so thankful to everyone out there who's supporting me, you know, and continue to just gives me a reason to go back to the studio and dig in, because I am starting to record my new album, like
wow.
proper
Okay.
studio album, where,
Right.
you know, in 2013 I'm gonna at the end of 2013 I'll be putting out a new album.
Okay.
With addition to the B-Sides collection, and I don't know the name of it yet, but I know that there's going to be a lot of live
Okay.
elements on it, and it's going to be a little bit different than Comfortable Swag. I always
Okay.
want every
Like a
album
different direction.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, you know, just a little more soul and everything.
Okay.
And I was really listening to a lot of my fans and how they love this album. They were like, we need that Cool Relax. Where's that Cool Relax? So I'm gonna bring a little bit of that back on this new album too.
Where can people find you? Like your website, plug that, your...
Absolutely. I'm at jonbworld.com, and also official Jon B is Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff. So, yeah, check out my Instagram. Check out my website, Jon B World. You can really find out everything: tour dates, all the video collection on there, as well as the album collection. You know, for those who don't know what some of the albums sound like, I put some songs up there from each album, and sort of a
Yes.
discography.
Okay. And a message to your fans before you go?
Just like to say one love and peace and respect to everyone for holding me down all these years, man. You already know what it is, man. I love what I do, and I do it with the passion. So I'm glad y'all have the same passion for my music.
Yeah.
You know, that's real special, man. I
Big
appreciate
fan.
you. Much love to you.